Good morning. Today is June 16th, 2016. I'm getting ready to go head out into Mobile Bay to do some speck fishing. So I'll take a quick minute to show you how I got my rig set up. Nothing exotic at all, but I do have some things on here that really make life easier. The kayak is a native Slayer Propel 15 with a pedal drive. It's a fabulous kayak. It's my fourth kayak. The others were, I had one other sit on top before, and it was a, can't remember it right now. Nonetheless, start at the front and show you what I've got. At the back, have a bed extender. Kayak is 13.5 feet long. Honda Ridgeline's got a very short bed. In the front, I just shove the kayak against the nose, and I use some very tight bungee straps. One from the truck to the kayak, one from the truck to the kayak. And then in the back, I don't have it on right now because I wanted to show you, but I just pull a strap over here, down on the other side, tighten it down, and this kayak won't move, won't budge. I have a nice nifty little device right here, and you can see how it grips a paddle. The native Slayer has track everywhere when it comes from the factory, so you can see track there in the middle. You can see track on both sides where the paddle holder is in. It's got elastic on the front, so by sliding the nose under the shock cord back through the clamp, I can then cross the paddles and put one in each. That creates a nice V. I can reach the paddle to measure my fish, pull it out if I need to all the way and measure my fish. Then that makes a nice little V for my live well little shrimp bait bucket, and it also makes a neat location to put a reel under the seat, and the seat does sit up high and it is very comfortable under the seat forward, and then it's inside that clamp and it extends not quite to the nose, so those reels aren't going anywhere. The pedal drive is up right now, and it has a pivot point right there, and it's resting on the piece that will open to drop the foot into the water, and then it will use this clamp here to lock down, and you see where the foot goes through. That gives me a lot of space while I'm traveling. In the floorboard, I've got my anchor in. I've got a hook remover, which I very seldom use, and the reason is because this little deal right here works great for almost everything I do. However, I do carry a pair of cutters, because I got a feeling it's not if you're going to get a hook in you, it's when. I'd rather be able to cut it than pull it. A pair of pliers in case something jams on me. These three little cups right here, there's 1, 2, 3. They're all from Walmart. They're pencil holders or whatever you'd like to use them for. The wire turns out to be the best, and all I've done is zip tie it to the seat so it comes in and out with a seat. You can see all the track here on the side, and kayak's covered with track. This is a rod holder, and if you have rod holders, you're familiar with a rod holder and how it works. I've got one on this piece of track so that I have the ability to put a reel on the right side or the left side, angled at any direction, whether I'm bottom fishing or whether I'm casting. I can always rest the reel there. It does come with a built-in rod holder right there, which I very seldom use, but is perfectly usable. The seat sits up high, and it is an awesome seat, and it is adjustable. This is where I keep my lure box, and it is a pretty nifty lure box, and I'm sorry it doesn't have the name on it, or I would tell you. I bought it at Bass Pro, but it's 2 levels. You can see those 2 clamps, and then you can see that clamp, so it opens in 2 different levels. I had one that opened from the front and then from the back, and that turning over process was tangling a lot of stuff up, so I got one that opened twice on the top. This is an anchor wizard. That is a lure anchor retrieval spool, and what happens is when you turn it counterclockwise, the line spools out freely. Once it's under any tension, when you turn it clockwise, it then is locked. So it's not coming out. So all I do is pitch the anchor over, let it go to the bottom, reel it in a little bit. And the nice thing about this is if you're hesitant to move in a kayak because you fight the anchor, this will probably cure that problem. My fishing typically 6 to 25 feet of water, more often less than 25 feet. Great place to hold the cooler. I don't transport this way, but that is where I ultimately put the cooler, and all I do is it's jammed tight. I just leave it light like that so I can turn around and drop a fish right in there. Forgot to tell you, this is where I keep my fish grabber, and it fits nicely right on there, so it's always easy to get to. And I've learned a valuable lesson. I've lost more fish over the side than I've brought in, I think, because I get them in, and while I'm trying to hold them, they flip out of my hand. This kayak is a lot less likely to happen because the walls are so tall as opposed to slanted like a typical sit on top. I do carry a stringer for one purpose, in case I catch a fish that is bigger than I can put into the cooler. That could be a redfish, unlikely, but it could be a speckled trout. For me, it's never happened, and I don't expect it ever will. On the rear, also on both sides, more track, and this is I got this from Yak Attack. This is a different kind of holder. See the push button right here? You push the button, pull it out, put it back in. I use these two, one on each side. I use these two to troll with. I almost always have a rig out when I'm paddling, and I also keep maybe I'll keep a cork out the rear and a bottom rig out the front. Lately I've been fishing with a popping cork and a DOA shrimp, and have been having some great success. Overall, that's the rig. I'll start at the front. Got the tie downs, got the oars crossed, got the bait bucket in the V, got 2 reels inside the clamps, got the pedal drive system, which is not yet lowered in. When it does lower in, this net, pardon me, I have found that this short handle net works better, and I've tried long and short. I've found that it works better for me. And once this pedal drive system is in the water, I can actually rest this up here, and it's not apparent how, but I can rest that up there, and it's right at my reach, and I can still pedal as long as I make sure the handle stays in the middle between the pedals. So it's a great rig. I can highly recommend it, and I hope you enjoyed the video.